I'll recognize Mr. Cloud for 5 minutes for the purpose of asking questions.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you for holding this hearing. You say that the American Bar Association is nonpartisan. That's correct. You maintain that as your testimony today.
Yes, sir.
Yet, when we look at the amicus briefs filed over the last 10 years by the ABA, 87 briefs have been filed. 80% of the organizations filing advocated for liberal and progressive outcomes. Only 21% of the ABA's briefs concern matters directly related to the legal profession. Of 87 briefs filed over the 10-year period, 70 favor liberal progressive outcomes, 17 were genuinely neutral in nature, and 0 can be characterized as conservative aligned. Why is that?
When the ABA files an amicus, we can only do so when 2 factors are in existence. First, the ABA has to have policy. That policy is developed by our House of Delegates, which is made up of 600 members from across this country, every state in the union, red states and blue states. So first, we have to have policy. Then, if we are requested to file an amicus, we have to determine that we have something unique to offer the court in assisting it in making its decision. When we file an amicus, then we are doing so based on the existing policy. We don't line them up based on liberal or conservative.
It seems like whether you were intending to or not, the net result is the fact that your work product is very much liberal leaning, if not progressively imposing or working toward those advances. It's not at all any sort of nonpartisan or, in a way, a gatekeeper of making sure that the legal profession is respected and protected.
Our policies are the issues that are raised by our members. Anyone within the House of Delegates can raise an issue, can speak to and debate an issue, and bring resolutions. So when we decide—
Do you think transgender surgery for minors is a nonpartisan issue?
The ABA developed policy on that issue, and therefore, going through that process—
That is one issue where I think there is it crosses, maybe not here in Congress, but the American people are very much against transgender surgeries for minors. Yet the ABA is supportive of that.
Our policy is developed by our House of Delegates with those members from each and every state, sir.
It doesn't concern you that you're that far off from the American people?
The policy that is developed in our House of Delegates is done through a very deliberative process, and when those issues come up and are voted on, that is what sets our policy.
Okay, the ABA supported the disbarment of a number of lawyers who defended President Trump. Yet we had other lawyers who actually campaigned in going after the president, kind of invented new and novel legal parameters to create a prosecution case against him. We've seen no disciplinary action taken against those individuals. We haven't seen the American Bar Association support the disbarring of them. You know, again, we're seeing kind of like a left-leaning approach by the ABA.
I'm not aware of what you're speaking about in terms of disbarring lawyers. The ABA is an association.
Aware?
We are not. We do not actually control the barring of lawyers. Each individual.
No, but you put out statements supporting it.
I'm not aware of any statements that support disbarring particular lawyers.
Mr. Smith, you've done some work and study on this. The ABA, in a sense, acts as a gatekeeper. Yes, there's a little bit of a divide between the Accreditation Council, but you know, there's a lot of overlap there as well in as far as how the members of that council are selected. Could you speak to that? And really, should we have one organization kind of being the gatekeeper, or should the Department of Ed look at multiple institutions, or would it be better left to the states?
Yeah, thank you for that question, Congressman. The Department of Education absolutely should authorize more law school accreditors than one monopolistic entity. Now, when it comes to the Council of the ABA's section of legal education, there is a lot of overlap. The council would not exist without the ABA. In order to be a member of the council, you first have to be a member of the ABA, except for a few public members. The officers of the ABA's section of legal education and admissions to the bar automatically are members of the council, the accrediting entity. And so, as I mentioned in my opening statement, there is a lot of overlap between the big ABA and the council that does the accrediting.
So sitting here and saying, oh, there's no overlap, I can't speak to that, it's probably not exactly accurate.
There is more overlap than I think that statement reflects.
Gentleman's time has expired.